What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 4s to look at. The Air Jordan 4 Retro SE. This is the weather colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this particular sneaker, it did come in your standard Air Jordan 4 box, meaning you do have your black lid here and you do have the Air Jordan 4 Jumpman logo with the flight branding. Throughout the entire upper, you do have, more of that, Jordan Air branding. They do have that hit of cement for the bottom portion, the cement print. Now the box at the bottom, it does have the red Air Jordan flight logo, and you do have your Nike branding here, here, and here. And it does have your copyright information. So for those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker actually does read Air Jordan 4 Retro, white, military blue, and then fire red. So when you do open the box, and the inside of the lid is there in that red, you are met with that trash bag plastic that they normally have, what some of their sneakers there. Up underneath, you do have, the actual sneaker. Nothing special as far as packaging goes with this one. But this was one of those sneakers that I did want to have in my collection for quite some time. But of course, like I told you guys in many of my other videos, for some reason, it's just with my size, it's they don't really make a lot of pairs. So at the end of the day, sometimes I do have to go and take a trip across the water, but here we go today. And this sneaker is actually a mashup of 3 Air Jordan 4s. The first Air Jordan 4 is actually the Air Jordan 4 cement, white cement, and then there's actually the fire red, and then your military blue. So when you actually look at the sneaker, you can kind of see that there are certain hits on each side that are not consistent as far as color goes. They kind of flip-flop from right to left sneaker. But for the most part, I thought this was a pretty well thought out sneaker, and I'm glad that I was actually able to get this sneaker on the channel to review for you guys. So we're going to take a look at the right sneaker first. So pretty much what you would expect from any other Air Jordan 4. You do have this all white leather upper on the sneaker. And it is like a heavy tumbled white leather throughout the entire upper. On the lateral side of the sneaker, you do have this gray wing, with the military blues, and you do have the blue lace crowns, here and here. You do have this plastic white netting material, and there is some blue mesh up under. Going toward the midsole of the sneaker, you actually have this hit of black and white. You do have, your air bubble, and then a hit of gray here, and there's another hit of black here as well. Going towards the front of the sneaker, let's look at the toe box area. You are met with more of that white tumbled leather here on the toe box area and for the mud guard. Going towards the tongue of the sneaker, you do have more of that white netting material with the blue mesh up under. The sneaker actually does come, pre-laced, and they do have these flat white laces. They do give you a few lace options with the sneaker. Later on in the review, I'll go over those for you. Towards the mid portion of the tongue here, it starts to transition from that netting material to this white leather. On the tongue of the sneaker, they did give us this black tag, and it does have the red Jumpman with the white flight brand in there. Now going toward the back of the tongue, they do have that tag there, and it does say Air Jordan in red. It's a white tag, but the text is in red, and it is upside down how most Air Jordan 4s are. Going toward the lateral side of the sneaker, this is where things start to flip-flop. So on the wing this time, they have this hit of that cement print, and then you do have these black lace crowns. You do have more of that white netting material with the blue mesh up under, and then you have have your white and black midsole, air bubble on this side as well. Now up under, going toward the bottom of the sneaker, you do have your pretty much standard Air Jordan 4 bottom. So you do have like that herringbone traction going through like the entire bottom portion. They have a hit of red here at the heel and then again at the toe. They got the hit of white here up at the top, and then right here toward the midfoot, you have that hit of white, and then they have that red Nike branding there. Switching gears and going over to the back of the sneaker, you do have that gray cement tab, and they do have the black Nike Air branding. Grateful that they actually went with the Nike branding on this versus the Jumpman logo. Yes, I'm one of those people. You do have more of that white leather here, and then of course you have more of the midsole in black and white there. So that's the right sneaker there. Like I said, man, pretty solid release, man. I just love the fact like it was like a combo mashup. I like 3 different sneakers. But now we're going to take a look at, the left sneakers so we can kind of like, compare and, contrast. Now, let's take a look at the tab first. So like they did give us this beaded chain here, and they actually did give us this translucent tag, and it does have the Nike Air branding in orange. Let me tuck that to the side there. So we're going to take a look at the lateral side of the left sneaker. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the crown, the wing here. The wing is in black, and they do have the red lace crown here and here. Now on this side, instead of it being, well, it is white, the white netting material, but up under, instead of it being blue mesh, they actually switched it over and did black over on this side. You do have more of that white leather going through the entire upper. You have this hit of cement gray with the black speckles, and then you have like, the white here for the midsole, your air bubble. This portion here is actually black. Remember on the other sneaker, it was actually gray. You have more of that cement material there. Going toward the front area, more of that white leather for the mud guard and the toe box area. Going toward the tongue of the sneaker, you have that white netting material with the black mesh up under. White flat white shoelaces. Going toward the mid portion from the mid portion of the tongue on up, you do have that white leather material, and this time on this side they actually gave us the white tag, and it does have the blue Jumpman logo with the black flight branding there. On the back of the tongue there, you do have this Air Jordan branding. It's a white tag, but it has the Air Jordan text branding right there behind the tongue of the sneaker. I know that was so hard to get out, but nevertheless, on the inside it's red here. On the other sneaker it was actually white. I don't think I touched on that, but yeah, it's red for the surrounding the ankle collar on this one, and then it was white on the other sneaker. Now going on the medial side of the sneaker, you do have a black wing, and then you have gray lace crowns. You do have more of that white netting material with the black mesh. For the midsole, you actually have that gray with the cement print with the speckled leather with the white going towards the midsole at the bottom. A bit of black here. The bottom of the sneaker this time is actually a little bit different. So it's gray here and up at the toe, the tip of the, like near the toe area. You have that hit of red. It's black here. Toward the midfoot, you actually have this white area that's surrounding the red Nike branding there. Going toward the back of the sneaker, you actually have a blue tab this time, and they have the Nike Air branding there in white. Then you have a little bit of that white leather material there, and then again, like the midsole there with that cement print and white. So nevertheless, man, pretty solid sneaker, man. If I was to rate this sneaker, I would actually give this one a 10 out of 10. Let me touch on, so they did give us a few lace options. So they actually did give us a flat red lace to swap, and they actually gave us a blue one. Me personally, I'm gonna kind of just stick with the white laces, but neither one of them looks bad. Like if you kind of just do like, even if you wanted to do like one red, one blue, or one with red or white, however you want to freak it. Like, yeah, man, this is a pretty dope sneaker, man. And then one other thing on the, and I'm not going to pull it out, but at the end of the day, on the inside, the insole of the sneaker, this one is actually black, and they do have the red Nike Air branding there on the inside. The other sneaker, the inside of the sneaker actually has red for the insole, and then there's the black Nike Air branding. But yeah, if I was to actually rate this sneaker, I would actually give it a 10 out of 10. Like I said, it's a well thought out concept. I just felt like this is one of those sneakers, like, I mean, red, white, gray, black. These are kind of colors that you can kind of get off with anything, whether if you want to do like a polo, t-shirt, anything like that. It's not really something that's kind of hard to match with anything. I don't really feel like there's anything that they could have done differently. I remember like I saw like reviews of the sneaker, and people were saying they hated that it kind of they gave us this orange Nike Air text on the clear translucent tag. At the end of the day, I think it just added a little bit of character. As far as like the packaging goes, I mean, it didn't really do too much. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't really know like why that'd be a big issue for some people, but for me, it wasn't. It just is what it is. 10 out of 10 on this sneaker right here. I definitely want to take time to shout out the vendor who gifted me a pair of these, because this is one of them, this is kind of like one of my grails in a sense. Like, it was one of those sneakers where it was kind of hard to obtain in the resale market. Like, the price on these are ridiculous. You know, it's a couple $100, and I'm just not going for it. Like, once upon a time, like, yeah, but now that I'm seeing that they're kind of doing things like, you know, over across the water, like, yeah, man, I'm going for what I know. So I'm gonna definitely put like, you know, the vendor's information here in the video. Now, when I did receive the sneaker, one thing that I did enjoy, they actually had these plastic wrap, and I actually did, I should have did like an unboxing, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I did like that they kind of like, you know, hand up the shoes with care and everything like that. So the way that they packaged it before it was like, you know, shipped, they definitely did what they were supposed to do. Comfort on this sneaker, it actually fits just like any other Air Jordan 4. So for me, that's true to size, but I do know Air Jordan 4s, they are the pinky toe killer. And it has nothing to do, as far as like, you know, I don't foresee a reason for you to actually go up like a half size or anything on Air Jordan 4s. It's just the overall, like the crafting of the sneaker, this slope here. It's kind of rough on like your pinky toe. Even if you were to go up like an exercise, like, I mean, it just give you like more room like in the toe box area, but it's not gonna prevent you from having any discomfort with, you know, the actual sneaker. But over time, you know, as you wear the sneaker, of course, like, you know, it'll form to your foot and everything like that. It's just one of those sneakers where, like, in the beginning, wearing it for like a long period of time, it's gonna be rough on your feet, man. But 10 out of 10. Size, and I kind of went over that, told you about the comfort of the sneakers. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's really it. Before we get up out of here, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a B-roll and 360 like always. I definitely want to take the time to thank you guys for always tuning in, but I do encourage you guys to stay engaged. I do love the growth, you know, like in my community and everything like that. But for sure, like, if anybody's, this is your first time checking me out, you can reach me on all social media platforms. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, even on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, let me give you this 360 real quick. So there's the front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right, lateral side of the left. Man, I love these. There's the bottom of the sneaker. And you do see, like, you know, how it kind of flip-flops there. There's the medial side of the sneaker. Then there's your bottom. But again, I thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. But until next time, see you later.